Calvinists, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Lads, I'm supposed to start an interview and I'm completely blown away by that.
Cheers. Thanks
I almost need to take a minute. I'm going to introduce you quickly and just say Ansha, or present. On vocals and acoustic guitar, Noel Maguire.
Present.
And vocals, lead and acoustic guitars, harmonica, Frank Wheeler.
Ansha.
On vocals, bass and acoustic guitar, Tyg Burke.
Ansha.
And on drums and percussion, Derek Oakley. Good stuff, lads. Not yet. If you don't mind, lads, I'd start with a quote from Matt Gross from the New York Times. You're not sick of it yet, are you?
Well, depends on which one it is.
According to Matt Gross, when he describes yourselves, they were awesome, straight up rock with a country accent courtesy of the banjoist Tyg Burke, and thanks to Noel Maguire's effortless voice, the whole room hummed with enthusiasm and pride. I was part of something. Maybe this was a moment that years from now I'd remember as a big one. How does it feel, lads, to get such a good international review so early on in your career?
I don't think it actually sunk in how much of a big deal it was till something else started happening.
Yeah.
When we saw it first, we were like, oh, that's cool. You know, that's pretty cool, but we didn't realise how big it was.
Yeah.
Until 2 or 3 days after or whatever.
And how have your lives changed since then?
A lot busier.
Yeah. We had our first full day off there on Monday in 3 weeks, I'd say. We were like recording till all hours of the morning and going up to Dublin and up to Dublin twice since then. For we had to go on we were on the Brendan O'Connor show
I saw it
last week, and we had to do the week before that we went up to do an interview with Phantom FM in Dublin.
Yeah.
And then a phone interview with Marion Finucane on Radio 1 as well.
I heard that as well. It was a good. Which one of you was that?
That was right.
Yeah. I heard that she was giving out about your phone connection, wasn't she?
Yeah.
The last one you want giving out to, like, isn't it? How did you find the Saturday night show? Were you nervous?
We were pretty, well, for me anyway, I wasn't nervous until about 5 minutes before we went on, and we were kind of just waiting around with our instruments then. And that was fairly nerve-wracking, waiting for the curtain to go off, you know, but
yeah.
As soon as we started playing then again, it was fine.
I dropped my plectrum.
You dropped just before you went on?
I was grand all day, and then just before I went on, my hand started shaking. I was like, oh, shake out the nerves there, and then dropped my own plectrum. I know I only had one. So 5 minutes before the curtain went up, I was crawling around the stage floor.
Oh God! Can you picture if the curtain came up and you were crawling around?
Yeah, I know, that would have been hilarious.
Welcome to the world stage. Tell me this, lads, did Brendan O'Connor make anybody cry while you were there?
You already made me cry.
He has an effect.
Brendan O'Connor is really nice.
Is he, yeah?
Yeah.
He seems to be settling in well, alright, doesn't he?
I like that.
How did you get started out, lads? How did you form?
I think Frank told the story as soon as he tells it so well.
Myself and Tyg, I've known Tyg since he was a baby. We grew up together, we were neighbours. So obviously we've always been friends, and then we started playing music together. God, it must be 10 years, 12, 15 years, I don't know how long ago, like we've always been listening to music, whatever. So we've been in a few different bands, but then Tyg went off doing his own thing and I went off doing my own thing for ages. Then a couple of years ago I was running a restaurant, and Noel used to play in there on Friday nights as part of just a bit of a do on Friday nights, and Noel used to play, and when I was finished cooking in the kitchen I'd jump out and join Noel for a few songs. So that's how we started playing together, and then myself and Noel started playing regularly in the Anchor Bar in Bantry. And then Tyg came home from recording an album in Leeds, and he was looking for a band to play those songs, do you know?
Yeah.
Looking for a band to play his own songs, because he writes a lot, like he's our main songwriter, he's very good at it. And so basically, and we were looking for a bass player, and we were also hoping to do our own, like do original material and stuff like that, so it all worked out very well. So we did that for a few months, and then Dara came on board there recently enough.
So how long have you officially been a band?
6 months probably.
6 months, yeah.
Yeah, and what way has the music scene been for you up until this point? What way were you gigging?
Locally.
Just at Bantry, locally in Bantry?
I mean, because we started off just doing pub songs, you know, and then we started doing, and we were throwing in our own songs. We'd just been gradually putting our own songs into the set, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, sort of getting people, and people were enjoying them. We did very well locally. I mean, people really liked us.
Yeah.
We were playing 4 nights a week. Most times, like, sometimes 2 gigs a day.
You can imagine every single person in a pub on the dance floor when the music is playing, though. You can, it's that kind of a feel to it, like, you know.
Yeah, it does. It gets people going, alright.
Of course, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and are you recording at the moment?
We've started.
Pre-production. We're kind of looking at a time of 6 months to get the album recorded, because I mean, there's a lot of expectation on us at the moment because
Of
we got
course.
such a review.
Yeah.
And in that kind of way, it did come a bit early because we were kind of gradually getting into this. Now we're kind of trying to push everything forward and get the whole original set out there and all that kind of stuff. So,
It's good to have a deadline to work to as well, though.
big
course,
time.
yeah.
Otherwise, we would have been taking our time and.
Yeah, yeah. And who are you recording with?
We're probably going to be. We've got a producer called Mark Zuten from MDZ.
MDC Productions, yeah.
Uh,
He's brilliant, actually. He has done loads of work on our songs, like, you know.
Yeah.
He's been there. He's been friends of ours as well for years. So,
It was kind of a makeshift studio that we're going to be recording it.
we're building our
Good stuff.
basically.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, a lot of bands seem to be putting out their own stuff at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, big time. It's
Yeah.
the way to go. I mean, it's kind of hard as well when you're trying to earn money at the same time, you know.
Of course, yeah. It's really expensive to record, I imagine, as well,
Big
is it?
time, yeah, and then just to kind of get the CDs out there or whatever. It's,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
costs.
It's a long process. It's a long process. Who's the sensible one in the group, lads? Is there
There
one?
is none.
We all have our days, like.
Any nicknames?
No.
Tell me. What's the nickname? Don't be shy, just remember it's a family show, lads.
Is it a family show? Yeah?
No.
No, it's parents. It doesn't mean it's a long story, and it's
How-
not worth.
mispronunciation.
Mispronunciation, is it? How do you think, you're all from Bantry originally, I take it, yeah? How does being from that neck of the woods affect your musical style, do you feel?
It doesn't really, because I mean, most of the music we listen to is kind of a lot of the stuff we're inspired by is kind of old American roots music anyway, you know. So
Yeah.
we kind of just become from we don't listen to much local music really.
We don't really. I mean,
I don't think it
the-
affects
the-
us at all.
Yeah.
any local music that we would listen to would be probably more progressive stuff anyway, or whatever, you know. It's just
Yeah.
well, that being said, like, I mean, myself and Tyke definitely both both our parents would have been into the trad scene and stuff a bit, you know.
Oh, yeah,
especially
I mean,
yours, like, you know.
Cloud of influence just a small bit as well.
Yeah.
Kind of, arrangement of certain songs. And
Yeah, and would you have played maybe trad when you were younger, or
I had a go at it for a while.
how to go as well, but
was it for you, no?
fairly brutal.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
started in the fiddle as well, like, and I just found it a very hard instrument to kind of
yeah.
get to grips with, really.
It seems to be a tough one, alright, yeah. One to master. Ty, when did you first realise you could sing?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Surely there's a point though where you realise that, yeah, this is what I want to do, this is what I can do. And it goes for writing as well, I suppose.
Yeah, well, it kind of all started with my mother, really, because she was well into her music as well. She was an amazing singer-songwriter. And I remember going to her gigs and seeing the reaction of the crowds and everything, and I kind of knew it was kind of what I wanted to do then as well. And so we had a lot of kind of parties when I was growing up with Frank as well, where they were very musically based, you know, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of jamming going on. We met a lot of interesting people.
Yeah.
So I kind of started off that way. I mean, my brother is a great singer. All my whole family, you know, they do something.
Yeah.
And then my cousins then are the Neff brothers. They're
Yeah.
established musicians, you know. So
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
so yeah, it just kind of, it was hard to avoid it, really.
Yeah.